Check out how I made this custom benchy t-shirt as well as these other clothes with a cheap eBay vinyl cutter. Let me tell you that I am a maker. I love making things, and although a lot of the time that's just 3D printing, I'm always looking to expand my horizons and learn to be creative in new ways. And that brings me to my previous video on vinyl cutting. In part 1, I covered all of the setup and what to expect on how to run a vinyl cutter to make stickers. In this video, we're going to extend what we do with the vinyl cutter. We're going to match it up with another cheap eBay option, which is a heat press to make hats and even things like mugs. Now this video will be a lot less tech heavy than the first one, so sit back, relax, enjoy the Zen music and follow the process. But before we start, a very knowledgeable commenter in my first video alerted me to the need to fit an earthing strap. I researched this and he was absolutely spot on. It's quite possible, and it happens all the time, for static electricity to build up in the vinyl and transfer up into the cutter, shorting the electronics and breaking it. So what we need to do is fit an earthing strap connecting the stand to the machine. The machine is already earthed, so this is not for safety, this is just to protect the machine. Here's how to do it. The earth cable comes as one continuous cord with a lug crimped on one end, but the problem is the two separate, so therefore I wanted to split it into two and put it in a connector so I could separate them as well. On the underside of the machine there is a bolt labelled with earth. You can remove this, put in the lug on the one that you've received. The other half needs to go somewhere on the frame near the rollers, but the plastic insulates it. I did the closest thing, which was removing this bolt, putting it underneath and then tightening it. I test for continuity and I know that the two are electrically connected. With that important feature out of the way, it's time to get to it. Here are my test files that I created. They're all done in Illustrator and they were vectorized. I've previously done a video if you want to learn how to do that, and here's what they are. We're going to start with this unicorn silhouette. We of course have Chuck Norris, we have Zhu's Reviews, and I've created my very own 2D benchy. Let's get rolling. The workflow for Easy Cut Studio was covered in detail in part 1, but it's pretty simple. You import your vector, you put in the size that you want, you then have to mirror it because we're doing it on fabric. We click the cut button, and then when we're ready we click to send it to the cutter. So a key difference in cutting this vinyl compared to the sticker vinyl from part 1 is that the backing is actually on the front. Therefore, as well as reversing the image in our software, we need to load it in upside down. This machine so far has been reliable and capable, but it's also extremely loud. Fortunately, the noise doesn't last for long because most of these cuts took under 1 minute. This workflow is quite fast, and of course you can make it faster by laying out a grid and cutting several of these in one time in a large batch. Time for the worst part of the job, and that's the weeding. Time for everyone's favorite job, weeding. At least in this video I was smart enough to choose things that were easy to weed. You first cut your sticker from the bigger sheet and then you fold it back on itself until you can find a vulnerable area to peel back and start the process. This stuff is a lot stronger than the other vinyl, so you can tear off much larger sections more easily. After each piece is done, flip it over to get a preview of what's to come. This fluoro stuff is particularly nice to weed, and I will note that after you peel it off it's not sticky at all, although there is a little bit of tackiness on the clear sheet which makes sticking it to your shirt easy. How good is that rainbow sparkle? In preparation for this video, I previously hit up Vinnie's and got a bunch of cheap shirts. Anyone in Australia knows instantly what I'm talking about, but anyone overseas, it's a charity thrift store that's really ubiquitous and found everywhere. There was still one more item needed, however, and that was a heat press. I once again went for the cheap eBay option, picking up this 5-in-1 machine. I figured these machines are actually quite simple. All they are is a PID heater controller and some silicone pads, all mounted in a swinging, clamping metal frame. Here's how to use it. The heat press is really straightforward to use. The temperature settings to me don't make any sense compared to what the manual says. Fortunately, the default setting seems to be just right. You lay out your shirt, you put on your sticker, you press it down, it's hot, it's got a lot of compression, and then roughly a minute later, you pull it up and you gently start to peel off of a cover sheet of plastic. If it comes off without it peeling up, you should be home and hosed. The recommended temperatures will be with your vinyl when you buy it, and most of them recommend a warm peel, which means you do it straight after before it cools down. And now for your viewing pleasure, a montage of some super satisfying vinyl peeling. So these all seem to be stuck on pretty well, and it works really well for t-shirts, but you might remember it wasn't actually a 5-in-1 machine. Well, what are the other 4 uses? There's a twist lock for the plug. You pull it out, you plug in the new module, and then you swing it out of the way and you can put it down. This one is for mugs. You can put it inside, and then there is a knob to tighten to get the right tension. Of course, you want it to be pretty tight. When that's set, you can load it up for real. Make sure you got the temperature on, put your sticker sheet in, and then peel it off to hopefully have it stick. I found this one a lot harder to get it to stick. Other accessories are 2 to put on plates, and this one for caps, which I used to make one test hat. For the cap press, you actually unscrew the top and bottom mount for the t-shirt, and then after I did that, I tried out this cap, and it seemed to turn out pretty good. I also made this mug, and although it was harder to get it stick, it seems to be stuck on there pretty good now, so seems to be okay. But maybe you don't want to buy the heat press and you're still looking for a way to do some fashionable items with your vinyl cutter. Well, I came up with a creative solution that might work really well for you. So this one used the cheap and normal vinyl. I put it down over the shirt as a stencil. I got a silicone brush and I paint spattered everywhere. I did a couple of these with my daughter and we both agreed that it was heaps of fun. After I peeled off the sacrificial vinyl, I realized that I probably should have masked a little bit better and maybe put some grease-proof paper underneath to stop it bleeding through, but the proof of concept was there and it turned out pretty cool. So who is this set up for? Look, you're never going to use it for high volume. There's much more cost-effective and time-efficient manners for doing that, but this would really suit people that need to make one-off things. Something like a school would be ideal. I bring it in from time to time and my students use it for all manner of stickers and clothing and things like that. They find it's perfect for their uses. Another use I can envisage goes a little like this. Imagine you're going to some sort of festival where music, technology, sport, whatever it is. The point is that you buy a number of cheap t-shirts in bulk, you spend a couple of days pressing on designs that you can't buy anywhere else, and then you attract all of the impulse buyers going through, you're selling for $20 or $30 each. I think in no time at all you would make a tidy profit from using the machine in this manner. Now the burning question is longevity, and I must confess I haven't washed anything yet, but I don't anticipate any problems. This is a really common way to make clothes. Unless you really stuff something up with the heat settings when you applied the vinyl, I expect these things to go through the wash just fine and wear just like any other shirt made with the sublimation process. That's going to wrap this one up. I hope you enjoyed it. This video is a reminder that I am more than just a 3D printing channel. So hopefully every now and again you find a video like this and it inspires you to be a creative in a way that you hadn't really thought of. Thanks for watching and happy vinyl cutting. G'day, it's Michael again. If you liked the video, then please click like. If you want to see more content like this in future, click subscribe and make sure you click on the bell to receive every notification. If you really want to support the channel and see exclusive content, become a patron. Visit my Patreon page. See you next time.